Alright, anybody that clicks on this video, how are you guys doing? This is going to be my first deck profile of the channel. This is pretty much going to be the direction that I'm going to be going with it. Mainly deck profiles with some box openings and occasionally some duels. Might throw some video games in there, but it's going to be mainly a Yu-Gi-Oh channel. My channel name is Invoked Rage 21. How I came up with that? Oh, I don't know. Alright, so we'll get into the deck profile, and if you want to stay updated, follow me on Twitter, Instagram at InvokedRage21. And yep, here we go. Okay, welcome to the Mermail Atlantean deck profile. This is pre-Eternity Code. We should be getting Eternity Code out in the next 2 weeks. So from there, this list will be updated, but for now, we're just going to run it how it is. We're going to start it off with our main combo starter, Deep Sea Diva. This card is now at 3, and it is really broken. It is a level 2 tuner. With this card, you can normal summon it. From there, it'll let you special summon one level 3 or lower Sea Serpent type monster from your deck. This synergizes with the next card, Neptibus, the Atlantean Prince. What you would do is you would special summon your Neptibus. From there, using Neptibus's effect, it lets you dump one water from deck to grave, or I should say one Atlantean from deck to grave, and then add an Atlantean to hand. Using Neptibus, you're generally going to dump your Atlantean Dragoons. Dragoons is really crazy, because when it is sent to grave to activate a water monster's effect, you can add any Sea Serpent from your deck to your hand. So with Neptibus, you send Dragoons to grave, and then you add another Dragoons to hand. So you're going to get the effect of the first Dragoons going to grave to add a Sea Serpent. It won't be this guy. This guy's an Aqua, but he is great. If you open him up, boom, you can pop the effect right there. With that extra Dragoons in hand, you can use Mermail Abystius. Abystius, what you do is you discard one water to special summon him. When you special summon him, then you can then add a Mermail from deck to hand, if you use this effect. So this is another way to get off your second Dragoons effect. Now, one thing I should state, this card, Dragoons, is not once per turn. You can pop off with all 3 in your deck if you want, in one churn. Alright, Abystius is pretty broken also. The next card, and I only played 2 of this because I have seen a lot of recommendations on how structuring this deck. You can clog it if you run 3, and running 3 for a couple of duels. I did run into 2 in my hand at one point. It's really not what you want to see. The reason being is to activate this card's effect, you need to discard 2 water monsters to special summon it. So generally, if you draw 2 of these, there's no way you're going to summon both in one turn. Whereas, if you open up an Abystius, you're going to summon it, get a monster back, then you can summon Megalo. However, opening 2 Megalo, you would kill too many of your resources. On top of that, its effect when special summoned is you can add a Mermail spell or trap from your deck to your hand. We only play 1, and I'll show you that coming up. So yeah, special summoning 2 using this effect, you only get 1 search, so it really won't help. Next, we're going to play our Mermails. Little bonus on the side, Mermails. So we have Abyss Pike. Abyss Pike is pretty cool. I might bump him to 2 actually. When this card is normal special summon, you can discard 1 water monster to graveyard. Add 1 level 3 water monster from your deck to your hand. So, when normal special summoned, you can discard 1 and add a Diva from deck to hand. Not bad. If you can special summon him, add a Diva, and then normal summon the Diva, you are on to a really good combo. Because you now have a level 4 on field. Get another one out, you can make a Dweller. You can make a Bahamut Shark and get a Toad. Now, as for Gundy, when this card is discarded, you can special summon 1 Mermail from grave to field, which activates even with Abystius. This works with Megalo. This works with any Mermails, even the level 7s. So really good if you play your combos right. Now, Abyss Mander. So this is definitely a one-of. The reason being is because his only effect is you can banish him and increase the level of one or of all water monsters. I believe it is water. All Mermail monsters by 1 or 2 levels. So generally what you would do, you have Abystius and Megalo on the field. You banish Abyss Mander, call 2 levels. They both go up to 9, and now you have a free Calamities. And those are our 3 extra Mermails. Now for the Atlanteans, we're only right now running 3 more. So here's Marksman, Infantry, and Infantry. Now they all have effects when sent to grave. Marksman is going to knock out 1 set spell or trap or monster. It really could be any set card. Infantry is going to take out any face-up cards. Spell, trap, monster, doesn't matter. Now, for Infantry, when he is on the field, you can actually get another normal summon. Now this is restrictive. It has to be a Sea Serpent. But that does synergize with Diva. Won't work for some cards, for example, Mander, Fish, Pike is also a fish. You have some Aquas. So, you know, it does have a couple cards it synergizes with. I do play in the side deck an extra Marksman, back row decks. Okay, now veering away from the Mermail Atlantean part. What other cards are we playing? Okay. Well, we have the Lapis Dragon and the Moon Inglacia. Both of these cards are searchable with Dragoons. With Lapis Dragon, this is a level 5 tuner, 0 attack, 2600 defense. This is really good when you search with Dragoons, because when this card is searched and added to hand, you can then special summon it right to the field. With Moon Inglacia, you do have to make sure your combos go off right. But if they do, and you have 5 waters in grave, you can special summon this card and then rip 2 out of your opponent's hand. Really good for the hand rip part of this deck. Next, extra tuners. We play 1 Fishborg Launcher and 1 Jet Synchron. Reoccurring tuners, level 1s. Now, for Fishborg, you have to remember that all monsters in grave need to be water to activate its effect. For Jet, you have to remember that you do have to discard 1. And both of them, once they reoccur themselves and leave the field again, they are banished. And generally, these are going to be what you're going to search off Needle Fiber. Okay. Now for extra extenders. And I would definitely play 3 if I had them. But Aqua Spirit, you can banish 1 water to special summon this card. It has another effect about changing a opponent's monster's battle position. It's not really what you play it for. Mainly it's a level 4 that you can banish 1 from grave to special summon it. Also, if you are 6 waters in grave and you can't get your Moon Inglacia out, this can help you get that last water out of grave. It's an extender, as well as some other extenders that I'm kind of just putting in. So I recently removed the Frog Engine just to test this out, but let's see how it goes. I'm playing 2 Shark Sticker, level 3s, and 2 Silent Angler. So what Shark Stickers does, Shark Sticker, when a fish, sea serpent, or aqua type monster is normal or special summoned to your side of the field, you can special summon this card from your hand, but it cannot be used as synchro material. So that kind of sucks. You don't go into rank 3s in this deck. You don't use this for a synchro. So generally it's just going to be for climbing with the links. Now with Silent Angler, if you control a water monster, you can special summon this card from your hand, but you cannot special summon monsters from your hand for the rest of the turn. I do believe this is a better card. It's a level 4, so it's great for making Dweller, for making Bahamut Shark. On top of that, it can be synchro material. The only restriction it has is that You cannot special summon from the hand for the rest of the turn, so do make sure you use this as your your final play from the hand. I may remove the 2 shark shakers once I get 2 more aqua spirits, or I may play with the frog engine again. Finishing up the monsters we have, we do play 2 Gamma Seal just for removal. They're aqua, water. You know, if that does come up, and you can special summon from grave, then you know there they are. Okay, finishing it up with our spells, we of course play 3 Call by the Grave. Really no need to explain this card. This deck can really be hurt by Ash Blossom. Hand traps can really kill this deck. You know, anything that stops us from going into the deck is gonna hurt us. So this is a mandatory. Next is our 1 Mermail spell. And this is Abyss Scale of the Misazuchi. What this card does is when your opponent activates a spell, send this card to the grave, negate it. This is not an activated effect, so this will stop Dark Ruler. This will stop Super Poly. Generally cards you cannot respond to, so this is very powerful. It'll also give you a nice 800 attack point boost, which is just a little bonus. It's not what you play this card for, but hey, extra attack never hurts, right? Okay, next is 1 for 1. You discard 1, summon a level 1. This is going to be for getting your Neptibus out. If you need to get one of your tuners out, Jet Synchron, Fish Board Launcher, you can also do that to make the Needle Fiber. But this is just going to help you extend. Alright, looks like we're rounding it up with our draw cards. 2 Moray of Greed. There's going to be times you pull cards in your opening draw that you'd prefer to have in your deck. Moray of Greed is going to shuffle 2 water monsters back into the deck. Draw 3. Now, since the majority of the deck, about 32 cards are monsters, this is generally going to be able to pop off on the first turn. If you open up a lot of spells in your first turn, then, you know, you meant to lose the duel. Next is Pot of Avarice, because first turn you are trying to get 5 minimum monsters into the grave. Generally, you will get more, but this is going to get you an extra 2 draws. So, really good card. I may experiment with moving Avarice to 2. And then the final extender is just a nice little Monster Reborn. Looks beautiful. Looks good. Just throwing it in there. Okay. Now, for your extra deck. So, for your hand rips, we're going to do Trish. It's going to banish 1 from hand, 1 from field, 1 from grave. We're going to do Psyframe Lord Omega and Desert Locust. So Trish is going to banish 1. Psyframe can banish 1. Desert Locust can take 1 out. On top of that, you also have your Moon and Glacial, which is going to rip 2. And of course, when Eternity Code comes out, you are going to be able to run Minstrel. It's going to definitely help you pulling out pesky hand traps. So that's your hand rip synchros. We next play 3 more synchros. So Emancipator Drageye, I love this card. I would not take this out. This card, if you have a water monster in grave, and your opponent activates a spell or trap effect, you can then negate it. You don't need to banish the water monster, nothing. You just have to have it in grave. 3000 beater, 2200 defense. Has a nice little bonus effect. You can, I believe that you can excavate the top 5 cards of your deck and send cards back to your opponent's hand. Yep, back to your opponent's hand up to the number of excavated rock monsters. Also place the excavated cards on the bottom of your deck. Yeah, so you can return those cards back to their hand. Non-targeting. Generally, I know what you would think, why would this apply? You play Aquas, Sea Serpents, Fishes. But if you are playing Nibiru, you know, if you have 3 Nibiru in the deck and you excavate the Nibiru, boom, return them to hand. You know, so that could definitely help out. Crystal Wing is just a great card, but it will get replaced. When I do get another Boral Savage, my other Boral Savage is, well, I don't know. It's in one of my decks, I gotta find it. But I do love Crystal Wing, so, you know, I'm not hurting too much playing this. The last one is Coral Dragon. This is a level 6. This is a level 6 tuner. Yeah, it's just a nice little card that I teched in. You know, it can definitely be replaced by the Boral Savage. You can discard one card, then target one card your opponent controls, destroy it. I do believe that works with the Atlantean marksman and infantry, where you will get both effects off. Also, if this card is sent to the grave, draw one card. So when you link off with this card, you can get a draw one. It is a tuner, so if you have a level 2 and you tune with it to bring out an 8 like a Dragite, you can get a draw one. You know, just a nice little extra draw one card. Right now I'm just playing it. I'm sure I'll replace it soon. Okay, next into the XZs. So, for your lockouts, Abyss Dweller, Calamities. Broken, don't really need to explain these. Keep your opponent out of the graveyard. Keep your opponent from activating effects. Next is the Bahamut Shark, which the really only purpose you're going to have for this is to bring out the Toad. Toad is going to be an Omni Negate. It's amazing. Bahamut Shark, once you get the Toad out, he's not necessary anymore. Bahamut Shark, you can pretty much just link off. Okay, so those are the XZs. Okay, next, of course, we're going to play the Needle Fiber. There's also no explanation for this card. One tuner plus another monster. Link summon this out. It's a 1500. Not really caring about its attack because generally it's going to leave the field in your opponent's turn. However, the crazy thing about this card is that it can bring out Desert Locust and Coral Dragon. Generally, you aren't going to go to the Coral Dragon, but it is, you know, it's something that's there. Desert Locust, when this card is synchro summoned, the turn player discards one card. So, using Needle Fiber, you'll pull out the Desert Locust in your opponent's turn, forcing them to discard. Then this is a level 6, so if you have a level 2 in the field, you can instantly synchro into Dragite or Crystal Wing. Amazing card. And then, of course, the main effect of Needle Fiber, you're going to be able to pull out a tuner from deck, so you're going to be able to hit your Fishborg, your Jet Synchron, pull it right from deck. Okay, another card I really am liking, Mermail Bliss Glacia. The reason being is because with the Mizuchi Armor card, that gets you a free negate the spell that we play in the main deck, generally our Abyssius or Megalo will link them off. We will XYZ them into Calamities, so we need a card that can attach the armor. Well, right here we have one. This is honestly, I believe, an underrated card. So during your opponent's turn, you can send a card from your graveyard, from your hand to the graveyard, add one Mermail monster from your deck to your hand. That's an amazing effect. I believe if you sent the Atlanteans, you can pop off their effects and destroy your opponent's monsters during their turn. Getting a free search for the next turn too also is going to help you extend. And then, if this card is in your possession, destroyed by opponent's attack or card effect, send one water monster from your deck to the graveyard, then target one water monster in your graveyard, special summon in defense position. So you'll be able to send one, you can send a Dragoons, get its effect to pop off, and then add one from grave to hand. You can add a Diva, you can really add whatever you want. Okay, so the next 3 cards, we're going to have Marince's Coral Anemone. You basically get a special summon of a water, 1500 or less attack points. You could even bring out Lapis Dragon with that, which is a tuner. Just really nice extender. The only thing it does lock you into waters for the rest of the turn. It is a Cyburst too, so take note of that. In case you're trying to go into Abyss Glacia, this does require Fish, Sea Serpent, or Aqua. Now, 2 more cards. We have the Bujinki Link monster. If you have monsters of the same level, you can special summon this. That's really the only way you're going to get it out. And then from there, you can special summon a monster from grave and from hand as long as they have the same level. So generally, you would go 2 level 4s. Then you would generally make your Bahamut Shark. And then from there, go into Toad. The only thing that I think makes this card kind of crappy is that you can't link it off. It's kind of just stuck there on the field. I don't know if you want to tribute summon it away, but generally you're not going to. I mean, really, it's gonna be stuck there now. Kind of a pain in the ass. It only has 1500 attack, but you know it's there for place. And then the last one is the Miss Starboy. Why am I playing Miss Starboy when I can play something else? Well, because with this you can remove some cards from your field. Generally, you're gonna clog up your field You're going to be looking for zones to put things in. You're going to have all 6 zones filled out. You have your extra monster zone filled out. So this is a good way to take 2 monsters off your field. On top of that, it's going to give you a nice little water bonus, and if it's destroyed, you're going to be able to pull one from grave to hand as long as it's a water monster. So it does help you recur a little bit. Going into the side deck, I think it's pretty self-explanatory. 3 Ash. Stop those pesky searches. 3 Imperms. I love Imperm. Don't really run in this deck because the space is really tight, but this is one of my favorite traps. 3 Nibiru, which can synergize with the Dragite. Generally, you don't always want this card. I mean, if you're using the Dragite effect, you're going first. I guess if you're going first, you would generally use it on your 3rd turn. By then, you don't even need the Nibiru. So, pulling that Nibiru from the top of your deck, excavating 5 cards, and then putting it back at the bottom, you know, it can save you from top decking this Nibiru, which you may not even need. No one wants to top deck a Nibiru late in the game. 3 Lightning Storm, just because this card is bonkers. This is a win the duel type of card. Hit the Lightning Storm, combo off, hit the back row. Now I don't play evenly matched. I do play 3 Dark Ruler. I think this is a really good card right now. Like I did say, the Abyss Scale does stop this card. So, you know, take into account a lot of people are taking this in the main deck. The Abyss Scale is going to completely just stop that out. Very powerful. And then, so that's everything. Now here's a couple more techs, just real quick. And that is the swap engine. 3 swap and a Ronin. You know, dump one, dump the Ronin. You can then get this one off, banish the swap, get another extender for Ronin. So it's nice little fun. And then I think if there's anything else I would add, honestly, I'm just thinking about another Silent Angler. I think this is a really good card. Another Gundy or Pike could also be nice. But yeah, that's pretty much the deck profile for a combo video. Thinking maybe in the next couple of days. Of course, then there's going to be the Eternity Code, which will pretty much mean a new deck profile, a new combo video. But yeah. And that is the Mermail Atlantean video for the 2020 format. Pre-Eternity Code, by the way. So yeah, there will be an updated one when Eternity Code comes out. And if you guys want to stay updated with that, just follow me on Instagram and Twitter at InvokeRage21. I also do stream on Twitch, and I'm working on streaming EDO Pro, so I may do that in the next couple of days. So yeah, just stay updated with the social media for posts on when I'll be doing that. And yep, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and that's it.